Right, we're live at the minute. I'm not going to put the song on yet. My new intro, new Buster song. Wait for a few more people to come in. I've been waiting for this moment. This is the this is what I've been waiting for. This song today. Buster, new Buster, Advanced Simplicity. Get it shared out. Let's get a few more people in, and then I'll start it. This is good music. New Buster, exclusive. Get it shared out. Don't want anyone to miss this. We are going to be playing this a few times tonight. Oh, did I see live? Okay. I'll save one more. Anybody else got to share it out? New. Everyone now. New Buster. Live, actually. He's not even here as well, but he's working. I have sent him it. We'll be going premiering tomorrow on YouTube. This new Buster. Exclusive. Come on, let's get some more people. Where is everyone? It's Thursday night.
You know, some people take a while to get in here.
I know, yeah, that's what I don't. You'd probably be thinking, I'll go in after the Buster song. Don't want you to miss it.
But I cannot hear Buster. I can hear you.
Yeah, not at the minute. I'm not playing it yet.
Okay.
It will be on the, I'm going to go, I'll play it live on the intro, because I've got it on the Streamlabs for the YouTubes. And then obviously people in the Discord won't have heard it, so we'll have to play it on YouTubes for them. So you will be hearing this song quite a few times tonight, hopefully. Okay. How long have we been? 3 minutes. Should we go? Okay. I'll do the We Are Live afterwards. Intro time.
Let me give you an analogy. And I already have the idea in my mind. Existence must be necessary to the idea.
Advanced simplicity takes hold. You'll find the truth from things of old.
I have an idea in my mind. I have an idea in my mind that a triangle exists. The idea in my mind. But the angles of a triangle do not add up to 180 degrees. Think about it. I have an idea in my mind that a triangle exists. But the angles of a triangle do not add up to 180 degrees. What's the conclusion?
We are on the road, suspending judgment until the truth is known.
Think about it.
You will find peace within, in the midst of all these troubled souls.
I have an idea in my mind. What's the conclusion? You don't know what a triangle is. Or you're flat out contradicting yourself.
Advanced simplicity takes hold.
You're flat out contradicting
You'll
yourself.
find the truth from things of old.
You don't know what a triangle is. Or you're flat out contradicting yourself. Just as it is necessary for a triangle to have 180 degrees. What's the conclusion? You don't know what a triangle is. Or you're flat out contradicting yourself. Think about it. It is necessary for a triangle to have 180 degrees. That is a necessary property of triangularity, triangleness.
We are on the road, suspending judgment until the truth is known.
Think about it.
You will find peace within, in the midst of all these troubled souls.
Therefore, the fool is in a self-contradiction. He violates the principle of non-contradiction.
There's no end game in mind.
Therefore, the fool
It's only the truth that we seek to find.
violates the principle of non-contradiction.
There's no end game in mind.
The fool,
It's only the truth that we seek to find.
therefore, the fool is in a self-contradiction. He violates the principle of non-contradiction. He simultaneously says, I have an idea of God, and then I don't have an idea of God.
Everyone must see it for themselves. The truth is there for you to find.
Think about it.
And we are live. Advanced simplicity. It's here. We've done it. Buster sung about it, and it's now a video. Let's get it shared out. I'll put it out as a video tomorrow. Buster will be putting it out on his YouTube channel also. I will be sending
So good.
Professor it. Yeah.
So good. Well done to Buster, and well done to Bev for putting it together, and well done to everyone who got the footage. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's
good
only the
afternoon.
first of them. Who is that? Go on.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
I would just like to say that was a really great editing job.
I spent that. Oh, well, I've done it like 3 times, and it kept crashing and disappearing. So that was like the 3rd overall edit. But yeah, I've been doing that all today. That
Beautiful work,
I'm
sir.
proud of that one. That's it. I think that's possibly one of the best bits of video editing I think I've ever done.
Definitely my favorite song.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully, I'm going to send that to that professor tomorrow. So that all that the idea of advanced simplicity, that's what I've been waiting for. This is where we get rid of all of that other stuff. What we've been actually doing is going back to first principles on everything. The idea of advanced simplicity is what we do for just about everything around here to make it easy for people to understand things. So if you think you're one of those people who can break things down to the simple stuff to explain it, come on in. Let's have a conversation. Let's get started. Still waiting for the hidden stuff that was in there. I don't know if people can see what is in there. There's the triangle. Go over the video, hey? Perhaps I should do that again. Go over it. Because that triangle is an equilateral triangle within the Vesica Pisces. But when you look at it on the water, it looks like it's perspective. Looks longer. At least it may be just me. I've been looking at it all day. Does anybody want to hear it again? I do. Let me get the YouTube thing up.
You don't have to ask me twice.
Let me give you an analogy.
And oh, wait a minute, I need to sort it out for you guys first, don't I? There's the YouTube. And Discord. Are you right? Everybody want to watch this again? This is the
Obviously.
YouTube video.
Obviously.
Okie dokie. Here we go.
Let me give you
Wait, before
an
you start it,
analogy.
I just want to say that
Go on.
the teacher that you're gonna send this to, I'd be pretty honored that somebody did that and put my face on there.
Yeah. I hope so. It's his words, and you know, we can get into the discussion about what the actual words all are, but I mean, yeah, let's play it first, right? So, shh, listen.
Let me give you an analogy. And I already have the idea in my mind. Existence must be necessary to the idea.
Advanced simplicity takes hold. You'll find the truth from things of old.
I have an idea in my mind. I have an idea in my mind that a triangle exists. The idea in my mind. But the angles of a triangle do not add up to 180 degrees. Think about it. I have an idea in my mind that a triangle exists. But the angles of a triangle do not add up to 180 degrees. What's the conclusion?
We are on the road, suspending judgment until the truth is known.
Think about it.
You will find peace within, in the midst of all these troubled souls.
I have an idea in my mind. What's the conclusion? You don't know what a triangle is. Or you're flat out contradicting yourself.
Advanced simplicity takes hold.
You're flat out contradicting
You'll
yourself.
find the truth from things of old.
You don't know what a triangle is. Or you're flat out contradicting yourself. Just as it is necessary for a triangle to have 180 degrees. What's the conclusion? You don't know what a triangle is. Or you're flat out contradicting yourself. Think about it. It is necessary for a triangle to have 180 degrees. That is a necessary property of triangularity, triangleness.
We are on the road, suspending judgment until the truth is known.
Think about it.
You will find peace within, in the midst of all these troubled souls.
Therefore, the fool is in a self-contradiction. He violates the principle of non-contradiction.
There's no end game in mind.
Therefore, the fool
It's only the truth that we seek to find.
violates the principle of non-contradiction.
There's no end game in mind.
The fool,
It's only the truth that we seek to find.
therefore, the fool is in a self-contradiction. He violates the principle of non-contradiction. He simultaneously says, I have an idea of God, and then I don't have an idea of God.
Everyone must see it for themselves. The truth is there for you to find.
think about it.
Oh man, so good, so good. Okay, so advanced simplicity. Is everyone all right about that? We're wondering when Buster's doing the album. So, does everyone get the argument? To see all the hidden stuff in it. Hello? Is anybody there? I've gone
Yes,
quiet.
we are. What kind of argument?
The ontological argument within that. Because it was the ontological argument hidden within it.
About that someone who has idea of God and at the same time hasn't got idea of God is in contradiction.
Yeah.
That one?
Yeah. But related to the triangle.
This is not argument, this is statement of fact.
Mm-hmm.
Someone who is doing that, stating contradictory two statements, is in contradiction. This is obvious.
Yeah. Well, I find it we were talking about it earlier. I find it interesting that I don't really have an idea of God, right? I wouldn't call myself a religious person. But I could understand that argument based through the triangle. Right? In order for you to understand the ontological argument, you only need to know about the triangle. I found it was an interesting way of somebody proposing an argument, an analogy. Right, so go on.
It really doesn't matter if we are talking about God, triangle, square. This is just law of identity. So you have this idea, or whatever it is, or you haven't got. You cannot have both.
Do you like the way I did the triangle on the Bedford level as well? Because it looks like a perspective. It's a equilateral triangle, but because you see it on the Bedford Canal, it looks long. I'll get it on the...
Violates the principle of non-contact.
If it is equilateral triangle, it is.
Yeah.
But this is rather mind trick, I would say.
Yeah.
But because of perspective, we are adding something. This is what our mind is doing. It's adding extra, let's say, distance. So it seems that this is only isosceles triangle, not equilateral.
Yeah. Well, it's formed. It's literally proposition 1 with the extra Vesica Pisces. So yeah, I think here. With the two parallel lines as well. Yeah, I'm impressed. Managed to get the Realizing Euclid within a song, Buster song, and sort of the ontological argument within the same thing. It's almost as if they are the same thing. Almost. And the epoche within the advanced simplicity, because that's what this song, Buster wrote this song about epoche. So I'm honoured to have it, and I think this will be the favourite one at the moment for us starting the new. Well, I say the new channel, but the new direction that we're going in. Not that it's much of a new direction, but much more focused towards the argument, presenting points and cases and all of that. As you can see, there's an optical trick that's being played within the screen.
Yes, you call it optical trick, I call it mind trick, but it is essentially the same, because this third dimension, in that case, that would be depth. We see, we understand it. So if we can see these lines of equilateral triangle, we not only see just only sides of triangle, but we can see also that this triangle is going along the canal. So it makes it different in our mind, because this is not just orthographic view, but also perspective view. So that I would say that it is rather mind trick.
Yeah. It's good, isn't it? Whoever made the video is
Absolutely
genius.
Yes. It forced people, I hope, to think what's going on. Why this equilateral triangle seemingly is not equilateral?
Yeah.
Because our mind is adding perspective to that. Without this canal, I would say that nobody would add anything to that, and it would be obvious that this triangle is equilateral. But with canal in perspective, it seems like it is not.
Yeah, that's what we do. That's what you have to do, right? You have to be able to make this link between the deductive reasoning of geometry and the optical images, which is why I would say within the divided line, if anybody's been listening, the philosophy, the divided line puts images within the imagination and things, actual visible things that you can see within the realm of trust. Well, I think this is why. You have to be able to trust that the canal is a canal with perspective and the triangle is just a triangle. They're both laid together, but you still have to get your mind to work that out, because there is a trick that can be seen. If you don't take notice of it, you might be fooled. So that's what we're doing here. Pointing out the obvious, the deductive reasoning. and then pointing out that optics are perhaps different. So in the background, it is the Bedford Canal. That is the Wallace view, I would guess. But the reciprocal one, it's looking the other way. Bloods has got one looking back, but we might be able to put them both together. Watch the clouds opposite ways. Might be good. See what happens with that. Bedford Canal, you've got a guy talking about triangles. And a triangle within the realizing Euclid test as well. It's a straight line. It's the ruler free, just compass only proof of a straight line within geometry. And some people say that straight lines don't exist. There's no such thing as a straight line. Even though we have geometry to do that. Does anyone want to hear it again?
Wait, I just wanted to say something about a straight line.
Go on.
Well, because we have the LIGO, which is like the straightest thing in the universe, but it's also curved.
Is it curved?
Well, it has to be if it's level. That's what they say. They being the anti-flat earthers and
I don't think they say it is level. Can't be level.
Well, they say it's straight.
Yeah, it's straight.
Straightest thing in the universe. Well, we're still hung up on a straight line, though.
They think differently about straight.
Yeah, it's a straight line, right? But it can't be horizontal. Or can it? Can't be a straight. No, it can't be. It's a straight, but it can't be horizontal. Yeah, I know. It's one of the contradictions that they have to hold. It's what this song's about.
I have an idea in my mind.
The Fool. It's either straight, because obviously triangles have to have straight sides. I don't want to overdo it so soon. But I've been listening to this all day. And I probably could listen to it all night.
Maybe just play a different Buster song and then go back to that one. I'm okay with that.
I said I'm going to redo True Level Bitch. I don't see why people like Ranty should be in that. Ruining a good song. So I'm trying to sort out a debate with Fight the Flat Earth. I want to debate the merits of teaching children that level is horizontal and, teaching them geometry.
He's debating flatzoid as we speak, I believe.
Oh, is he? Well, that'll be
good.
good on
watch party
celestial
that
navigation.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, so two of the best celestial navigators I think there is. I think they had to do a lot of celestial navigation on submarines. It's a handy tactic to learn.
Yeah.
Diesel. So as well as calculating how much diesel they use. We also do celestial navigation. It's all scripted. The whole celestial navigation argument, or whatever, if you imagine it's an argument, it's not. But it's entirely scripted between two opposite sides who are willing to argue something that I don't think it was ever actually done. But Fight the Flat Earth said that he can teach his kids how to position themselves just with a plumb bob. So he doesn't even need to look at the lights in the sky. He can just do it with a plumb bob. Dangling a plumb bob. So if he's, as long as he's all right after his little aggressive.
He has to be genius because you know, for thousands of years people didn't catch this idea that they only need plumb bob. They used different methods to find themselves in the sea and where to go. And now it appears that you can, you may only have plumb bob, and that's all.
On the land. I mean, I don't know how it works on boats. You might not be able to use the plumb bob method.
Why would you need GPS
Yeah.
or maps? Only plumb bob. It's cheaper.
I'll see if I can find that. So it did it ages ago. Fight the Flat Earth. GPPS. I got it as. Oh yeah, there you go. This is a quote there. Why my kids can calculate their, spelt wrong obviously, their position on Earth exactly using nothing but a swinging pendulum. That's, you know, like that's a swinging plumb bob. And he asks, why should he go to jail for that?
Well, I don't think he should go to jail, but that's a pretty bold claim.
Nobody's ever asked him to show it. I've been saying to everybody, like, you know, all of these globers, like, why Fight the Flat Earth? It's like Rumpus's video, isn't it? Like, Fight the Flat Earth must be keeping this hidden from all of the other ones. Like, Rumpus is keeping all of his videos hidden of the stuff that he's done. It's almost as if they haven't actually done it and they're just bullshitting. But, I mean, these are not the sort of people to be like that. I would, yeah, see, I wouldn't want to debate Fight the Flat Earth about the merits of teaching children practical things. And, you know, old school, traditional geometry about triangles with 180 degrees and all of that. So what this advanced simplicity is all about is breaking stuff down to the simplest you possibly can. So the simplest I can break it down to is this straight line. And we do have a test for that. We call it the Realizing Euclid test. Now, a lot of people have been talking rubbish about it, but I'll be able to make a series of videos now. You've seen the video that I've made for Buster's music. Obviously, my video making has got better. So we should be able to make some professional looking videos from this little Discord community. We end up having conversations that Buster turns into lyrics, adds them to music. So all of that stuff, everything from that video, apart from the professor, is all our homemade stuff. Completely on the level. Homemade. Come and join in. Click a link. Join the Discord. Going to be doing plenty of this sort of stuff. And we'll watch everybody not be able to debate us on some of the most simplest things, because they haven't got an argument against it. But unfortunately, they won't be able to agree with it either. Leaves them in that contradictory state. Oh, I've got a message. Let me check. Might be about the debate. Well, I think just got our first concession that level is actually horizontal. Thank you very much. Level is horizontal. So we're going to be, I'm going to be making some nice little short videos, because I quite enjoyed making this one. Got some good music from Spot On to go over, and we've got some good voices to script some. If I can script some stuff for people to say, then at least it won't be me talking. I'll just make the videos. I'll do all of the talking on them.
A really good announcer voice for you if you want.
You've got a good announcer voice.
No, I can project a really good announcer voice. Like if I actually try, I can do a good radio voice. But not while I'm at work. But I would love to do some voiceovers if you want.
Godzilla's saying Flatsoid starts in 20 minutes. The only debate you should have with a glober is it a globe or not? Where's your proof?
Yeah, because it looks pretty level.
Well, I've always thought that the globers give the flat earthers a hard time, mainly because they haven't got an argument. I mean, I've made videos about it. There is no argument that you can make in favor of the dogmatic globe. It just literally it cannot be done. However, if you start with the premise, the reality is globe, then you can have all of the things in reality on your globe. There's no need for you to be confined by some dogmatic, ridiculous bullshit. Just everyone should be talking about reality. But the globers managed to get away from not talking about reality because they're ridiculing flat earthers. And I'm not really that sure that the flat earthers are actually the same flat earthers that the globers think that they're talking to. But they do accept the role that the globers give them to start off with. So it gives them a really bad position. And nobody actually knows what anybody's talking about from that point on. Yeah, God, you can't defend a flat earth. It's one of the stupidest arguments. Because it's obviously not flat. It's measurably not flat. So that's why they don't want to talk to us, because we do actually know how elevations are measured. Measuring elevations proves it's not flat. May sound like a ridiculous argument, but that's only because you're in the middle of a battle and they don't know what's going on. It's just the heart of it goes down to a straight line. Horizontal. The geometric horizontal has all perpendiculars to it being parallel. But somebody thinks that in reality that can't happen. So they have to do away with horizontal. Now, most of them aren't even aware of that yet. And they'll still try and justify a horizontal being perpendicular to plumb. But I don't know. They'll never talk to us, anybody, about it. Because what they do is they wait for other people to say it for them.
Yeah, hang on. Perpendicular to plumb at a point.
But perpendicular is straight lines.
Yeah, it's not points.
You can't have it at a point.
No, I know. I was
Yeah.
just telling you what they're going to say to us. That's exactly what they say. And they're
But
dumb.
that's what happens, though, right? People like you, Rob, say it for them. Now they don't have to even say it. They've got somebody in here that's giving their argument for them.
No, I understand. But the only reason I said it is because I've heard them say it.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was pointing out, right? That's what the Globers do. You've heard one Glober say it. Now, no other Globers are going to know that that's what they have to say until you tell them that's what they have to say. And then it seems like you're proposing that as an argument when I don't think you are.
No, I'm definitely not. Definitely not.
That what Bev's talking about, guys, is the importance of rhetoric, right? So whenever you're in any kind of, call it a debate, argument, whatever you want to call it, right? You're using rhetoric. That's what you're using. That's why this trivium stuff has been so important to us. What Bev is saying is you don't ever make the case for your opponent, ever. You don't bring up their points, ever. Ever. You don't say it. You don't intimate it. You don't say, well, this is what they say so that you can use that as a straw man against them. You just don't do it. That's
well said. Thank you, Kevin.
That's
I get
poor rhetoric, right? So
I
let them do that. And then when they say that, then you can articulate whatever your point is, right? But what you're going to find, and what everybody should know, is they don't have any consistency. They're not going to use the same mantras, the same points, the same quote arguments, because they don't have any. So Bev's point, again, is super important to understand. If we're giving them their points, if we're giving our opponents the points, they can use that to say, this is a talking point. It happens in politics. You hear it all the time, guys, right? This is where, understanding rhetoric and how it's formed, what it's used for, when it's used is really important.
So making up narration.
Well, they don't even need to think it themselves if they can get somebody else to do it for them. It never has to be their argument if they don't say it. It's a very clever tactic, and they've been using it for quite a long time. And that's led flat earthers into defending the arguments that they've made up. Very cleverly. Well, I don't know. Is it clever? Or is it that people haven't noticed it? They've been funneled down that path.
This is just part of sophistry.
It's the repetition, though, right? You know, the education that gets you to repeat certain things. It's that as a taught mechanism that allows people to be able to just repeat stuff without actually understanding it. There's no understanding behind the argument. You just repeat.
Has anybody heard the old trope? I'm sure you have, that repeat a lie often enough and it becomes the truth. Anybody ever heard that? That's what we're talking about here. Is it sophistry? Yes. But these are the tactics that are being used. So we can't just, I'm not saying that you're doing this paper, so don't get me wrong, but we can't just hand wave these things away, right? We have to practice this good grammar and logic and rhetoric and use it. And use it not just in this little arena, right? Because as we've said a million times, we don't give a shit about the shape of the earth. Don't care. But there's lots of other topics to have discussions around where these skills are going to be required and that everybody should learn, in my opinion.
Okay, I got one critique then. Kevin, you just said shape of the earth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Who says it has a shape?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, that's right. That's the point.
No, I know, but I was just getting in shit for saying flat, but flat's not a shape either.
No, it's not.
So I'm
It's
okay
not
with
at all.
calling it flat, but saying that it has a shape is my biggest issue.
There's loads of shapes.
Argue that point then, Rob. Right? Argue that point, because some people are talking about the shape of the earth. And I would submit, right? And I would submit to you that there are plenty of flat earthers that are arguing shape of the earth. You might not, right? You might hate that term, but that's the term that's bantered about this little particular arena that we're talking about. But in moving beyond that, it's the skills, right? It's the tactics. It's we're stepping out of that and moving to how do you have discussions with people. If you know, again, I'll use the term, right? If the shape of the earth discussion is still being had by whoever wants to have it, great, have at it, more power to you. However, if you're going to take that with you, what I would suggest is come on in, talk to us about the trivium stuff, gear up on your rhetoric, make sure that you're using these skills. Don't do your opponent's work for them.
Yeah. Modern day Lyceum. Right? All of that, all of the stuff that we've learned, and believe me, I have learned a lot about how to talk to people and how to progress it within a discussion around tricky points as well. I think it's well worth trying to pass that stuff on and let people know how to engage in conversation, because with the rise of the chat GPT bot, there is only going to be a discussion through people. It's the only way you're going to be able to know that you're not talking to a bot, is actually through voice. Because unfortunately, I don't think chat GPTs can do quick enough voice chat and recognition, understanding, being able to do, well, deductive logic. It's been taken out of chat GPT. It could show you how to actually do break chat GPT, but all you'd be doing is just training it. to get around certain things. Like, I think that's all we've been doing, talking to people in these Discord servers. You're just training how to make new sophists. So we'll go over some of the basic geometric principles. We're going to go over the first principles of all of that sort of stuff, but leaning more towards the philosophy. But is it sort of edges into psychology as well, doesn't it? The philosophy, like modern day philosophy, is all about doing people nutting, breaking them, rebuilding them back up again.
Yep, that's what all the the psychological stuff, the human behavior discussion, all of that. That's why we've been going down those roads. You're exactly right. What we've learned from the Western philosophy course is how crazy, literally insane, these people have driven themselves to try to get somewhere that their minds can't get. It's totally amazing.
And they have followers. That's worse.
Definitely a lot of followers.
Well, that's what I've been thinking. Like, we are coming to the end of this with the C.S. Lewis modern philosophy, postmodern philosophy. I don't know how well C.S. Lewis is doing, but what do we do after that? Where do we go? Like, because I've been enjoying that philosophy. Do we delve straight into the Euclid from there? I think we should, and then we can expand, the two together from Bacon onwards or whatever, and carry on with the trivium.
So. Yeah, I think contrasting, what I'm starting to get, Bev, and maybe if you agree, maybe we start looking at the contrast, right? I think we've seen that in this course, the way that the course has been laid out, right? We went from Plato and Socrates to Aristotle to Aquinas to Bacon to, so on and so on, right? And we've seen the warping of logic and reason. And I think if we do the same thing with Euclid, because I'm sure we're going to see the same thing, right?
Yeah. It's through this similar sort of timeline as well.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. And start getting into being able to show people the contrast, and then the fact that they cannot, people cannot defend the, let's say, modern day, whether it's logic, reason, geometry. There's no defending it because there's no proofs in it.
Yeah. Yeah, it goes into sophistry, even through the geometry, and I suppose mathematics too, because you take mathematics with geometry, don't you? Well, when we go over the Euclid thing, then I think you'll see that. Or
maybe Euclid along with Aristotle, because as Euclid wrote, let's say, manual of geometry. Logic manual, so Aristotle wrote manual for logic itself.
Yeah, it was like I think Euclid is a vault of all of the basics of logic. Aristotle wrote the wordy part of it. Well, Euclid wrote the mind logic, the mathematical realm stuff that you base everything on. I mean, everybody, once you go back to it, everybody always sticks to mathematics in all of these things that we've been going over with the philosophy. They always go back to have a base in mathematics. That's the thing they can trust.
Yes, and they are making, and they were making always examples from geometry, basically. Not only sometimes from physical world, of course, but many times from generally mathematics.
Yeah. Well, when we go over the Euclid course that they do at Hillsdale, can't praise them enough. I might have to do the other guy one, the mathematics one. But yeah, when we go over that, you'll see that they do the similar sort of thing. It's hand in hand with the philosophy.
It has to be because geometry and philosophy, they and mathematics and philosophy, they are logical sciences. So they all science uses logic, same logic. There is no different logic for mathematics, different for philosophy, different for arithmetics or whatever.
Yeah, I'd say I'd add
one logic.
Add in morality there as well. Thank you very much, Kevin.
In morality, absolutely.
Yeah, those three, but you can't like get them apart. The philosophy, the morality, and the logic, mathematics.
Yes, I didn't mention like morality or ethics, because in fact ethics is part of philosophy. So, but if we can divide philosophy, separate philosophy from ethics, yes, that then ethics or morality would be another logical science.
Yeah, it's deductive because you can come up with, I think, answers for yourself, but give up on that deductive side of logic. Look where we are. I've literally had people telling us that we're just wrong. No, mathematics is a formal science. No, Andrew Calvert says, no, mathematics is a formal science. It is a language, and with languages you can tell lies and deceive people. Not if you're on board with the logical process, because you can spot a fallacy. You can't lie. You can lie to people through mathematics if you tell them that you're much better than them. If you put people down and put people off mathematics and the understanding of it, then you can lie to people. But I mean, you can't really lie to people about 2 + 2 is 4. You can't really attempt to lie to people and tell them that triangles have more than 180 degrees. In reality, but some people do. It depends whether you take it on. People can tell lies with untruths, right? You don't need to have mathematics to be able to lie to people.
And by the way, when someone is lying, so he's not lying as a mathematician, because in mathematics, you basically in all sciences, you can be correct or incorrect. So talking about lies, it is, I would say, wrong description, because within mathematics, we have just correct statements or proofs or whatever, or incorrect, or fallacies, logical fallacies. So it is not necessary to talk about lies, because there are no lies in mathematics. There are maybe some mathematicians make some fallacies, logical fallacies. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you could attempt to tell somebody that a straight line isn't the straight that you're thinking of. But I mean, that'd be up to you whether you believe them or not. I mean, it's how could you lie about that? Could you take it on?
Well, that would be just false statement. So error in logic. So that's all. If someone want to believe an incorrect statements, he's doing this on his own if he like it. But I wouldn't. But that's me. If someone likes lies, it is on him.
Yeah, Andrew, we do get that, right? You need to back mathematics up with something to prove, right? But what we were saying is that mathematics, geometry, philosophy, and morals, they all can be broken down to a first principle, right? Where do you break those down to, and what's the thing that you have once you have broken every one of those right down to it? And they're all logic. But I don't think you can break logic down into any individual parts. Logic is an element within itself.
I would say I would disagree with Andrew, because mathematics is enough on its own. You can make examples from reality how mathematics work, but it is not necessary just for explanation. For example, to show, to make a better or more vivid picture of some mathematical truth, but mathematics stands on its own. So you don't need anything like physical demonstration. Physical demonstration is not necessary and just addition to that, because mathematics works on its own, does not need physical demonstration, in fact.
There is, in order for you to prove it, I think Andrew may have a point, right? You do need QED, don't you? You need the demonstration.
Yes, but
to confirm the proof, I suppose.
No. Demonstration in this this QED, quod erat demonstrandum, this demonstration, and this is Aristotle's description, demonstration to the mind. What is demonstrated to mind?
Yeah.
And demonstration to the mind is just proof, logical proof. So it is not a demonstration like physical demonstration. So when he's of course, in some cases you need physical demonstration or optical demonstration or whatever. But
yeah, within a book, you've got to be able to have some demonstration, some ability for you to prove it.
Yes, but I am talking about the very word demonstration. It doesn't mean necessarily that it has to be shown physically. It means that it has to be shown to mind. And showing to the mind some truth is through proof. And this is demonstration. So when someone is saying quod erat demonstrandum at the end of his proof, so it is like he was saying what was to be proven, not to demonstrate it, just to be proven. You can exchange these words too, demonstration and proof. But demonstration is restricted to apodictive proof, logical proof, not proof by dialectical proof or by probability. That would be not demonstration, because you cannot demonstrate probability. This is not certain truth, but certain truth by means of apodictive proof, it is called demonstration to the mind.
Yeah. And you've got to have some way to demonstrate it to the mind. If you don't see it, then how do you demonstrate it to the mind?
Previously, you have to see that, but not proof, because you cannot see with your eyes proof. Because even if you have some physical demonstration, it is just confirmation that it works in reality, but proof itself is not physical. This is logic only.
Yes, but you do need to apply it, right, to make it into the mind, to demonstrate it, to gain the experience of the proof in order to place it within the mind as a proof.
Yes, that would be a physical demonstration, but this is not the meaning of the word in that saying quod erat demonstrandum.
Yeah. I think what Andrew was saying was that really mathematics isn't enough, right? Because, like he said, people can fool people with mathematics, right? Now, I've heard it stated 8 inches per mile squared, right? Now, that's a mathematical statement. It means nothing when you break it down. But some people think saying that is enough. It's not. I think that's what Andrew's saying, right? You need to be able to have some sort of demonstration that you can then understand the mathematical statement that's coming out of people's mouths or whatever.
Yes,
That's
I
what he's saying.
understand. I understand. But still, mathematics, if we are applying mathematics into physical world, it means that we are just using mathematics to describe reality in that or this or that manner, and it's still I would say that mathematics stands on its own, and beside that we can use it to prove something in reality, in physical reality, but it doesn't mean that we need some support from physical world to demonstrate that this mathematical proof is correct or not correct. So we don't need that. But we, of course, we are applying mathematics into physical world.
Well, I'd have to disagree that it stands on its own, because it's formed by logic. So it relies on logic.
Yes.
In order for mathematics to stand.
Yes,
so it doesn't
I
necessarily stand on its own. It stands on top of logic, built upon logic. Now, if the mind that's talking about mathematics hasn't got a logical understanding, then what is that mathematics that they're talking about?
I would say that mathematics is logic. Just this is, let's say, how we can use in mathematics, but we can use also in real world logic and in physical world.
I think, let's say, Andrew's saying, what do you do to counter a sophist that's talking about mathematics? I think that's what Andrew's talking about, right? A sophist who's talking mathematics. Right now, is it enough for you to tell them that you don't need to demonstrate anything because mathematics stands on its own?
Yes, I understand that argument, because it means what they mean by mathematics. They mean just invented someone like MC squared. So that energy equals mc squared, like this, not very Einsteinian formula. So this is mathematical, let's say, formula or equation, and it is correct, but
Explain 8 inches per mile squared. Go on, do that one. Because I think that's what Andrew might be talking about, that mathematics.
So it's correct, but of course, with that formula, which is correct, they have to prove something in physical world. And that's the problem. This is not problem about equation. This is problem about...
That's what Andrew was talking about.
Yes, but formula is formula. It's okay. It's no problem. That formula exists. But
what does that formula actually mean?
It means that this is some proportions between some quantities. So and it has to be proved that these quantities have this proportion or proportions in reality. And of course, you cannot do that. But
what does it mean? 8 inches per mile squared.
It means that there is some. This is just equation. It in real world means nothing.
That's the point. I think that's the point that Andrew might have been talking about, right? If you can't even demonstrate what the mathematical thing means, how much do you actually understand mathematics, and how do you stand behind mathematics as something that doesn't need to be proved in reality?
No, I didn't say that it means nothing. I said that in this equation there are some proportions between quantities, but it has to be proven that in reality, in physical reality, these proportions are as such as stated in that equation. So this is completely different problem. This is not about correctness of formula, but this is a problem of truth.
Problem of actually working out what you would do in order to measure the 8 inches per mile squared or whatever,
yes,
right?
Yes.
I think that's because I think you disagreed with Andrew that was saying, I think he was saying that in a roundabout way, that people hide behind mathematics and then don't have to provide a demonstration because other people say that mathematics is a standalone thing and it doesn't need to be demonstrated. It's a proof within itself. All you need to do is say something that you've been handed down as a mathematical paralogism.
I would, at some point, I have to disagree, because when I say that mathematics stands alone, it means that you can create within mathematics many things which are not real. It means they are not in physical reality. They are not demonstrable in physical reality. But we are talking about things that someone is trying to prove existence of physical things by means of pure mathematics. And of course, that would be wrong, because you have to assume that these quantities you are using, they are real in world. In pure mathematics, you don't need to do that. But if you are trying to prove something in physical world with measurable quantities, you have to check if these proportions in equations are real.
Yeah.
So
Okay, so just for instance, 8 inches per mile squared. Right now, there's two things there, two distances. There's 8 inches and miles squared. Right, so is that mile a square mile? As in a square?
no, this is just arithmetical. This is power. So this is not geometrical equation.
It's not a geometric equation, even though they're meant
Not-
to be describing a geometric.
They are describing that only a curved line, like plotting line with coordinate system. You can just make a drawing
Mhm.
of function, because this is in fact this is function. So if you would draw this function on piece of paper, that would be this curved line.
So the X and Y,
Yeah, of course. Yes.
they'd be straight.
Yes.
Or
Yes.
so you'd imagine.
In that case, for this particular formula, it has to be Cartesian coordinate system, because otherwise this curve would be different. It wouldn't match, let's say, equation. So the plotting or the drawing would not match what this equation describes. This curved line would be completely different if we are not operating within a Cartesian coordinate system.
Interrupt for 1 second, off topic.
Yo.
I would like to thank Gords for giving us some more members.
Oh, thank you
But
very
you
much. Yeah.
You need to click the little green present in the chat on the top of the chat, and you have to slide the bar that says allow gifts. That's for Andrew.
You can join in. Who was it? Saragaki, if you're listening. Saragaki, jump in there. You'll be able to go over all of the old members' philosophy, the learning stuff.
Yeah,
Thank you
just
very much,
click the
guys.
little green present and then click allow gifts and then slide the little bar to allow the gifts.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Gords.
Yeah. There you go. Paper's got one. We have to listen to all of the old members' stuff. Does anyone want to have a listen to Buster again? Is it about that time? It's been long enough now, hasn't it? Surely.
Sure.
It's been an hour since we heard Buster. Let's do it again. Let's do it. Are you guys still watching? Yeah. Let me get this screen sorted.
You're whistling this stupid guitar riff. Thanks, Buster.
Does it sticks in your head, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'll whistle along because I can't sing.
Here we go. Well, there you go. That's right. Here we go. See you in 3 minutes.
Let me give you an analogy. And I already have the idea in my mind. Existence must be necessary to the idea.
Advanced simplicity takes hold. You'll find the truth from things of old.
I have an idea in my mind. I have an idea in my mind that a triangle exists. The idea in my mind. But the angles of a triangle do not add up to 180 degrees. Think about it. I have an idea in my mind that a triangle exists. But the angles of a triangle do not add up to 180 degrees. What's the conclusion?
We are on the road, suspending judgment until the truth is known.
Think about it.
You will find peace within, in the midst of all these troubled souls.
I have an idea in my mind. What's the conclusion? You don't know what a triangle is. Or you're flat out contradicting yourself.
Advanced simplicity takes hold.
You're flat out contradicting
You'll
yourself.
find the truth from things of old.
You don't know what a triangle is. Or you're flat out contradicting yourself. Just as it is necessary for a triangle to have 180 degrees. What's the conclusion? You don't know what a triangle is. Or you're flat out contradicting yourself. Think about it. It is necessary for a triangle to have 180 degrees. That is a necessary property of triangularity, triangleness.
We are on the road, suspending judgment until the truth is known.
Think about it.
You will find peace within, in the midst of all these troubled souls.
Therefore, the fool is in a self-contradiction. He violates the principle of non-contradiction.
There's no end game in mind.
Therefore, the fool
It's only the truth that we seek to find.
violates the principle of non-contradiction.
There's no end game in mind.
The fool,
It's only the truth that we seek to find.
therefore, the fool is in a self-contradiction. He violates the principle of non-contradiction. He simultaneously says, I have an idea of God, and then I don't have an idea of God.
Everyone must see it for themselves. The truth is there for you to find.
Think about it.
My only critique, the song is not long enough.
But I think that's what Buster likes to do. That's the musician's sort of time. But you did see the one that he did with his mate when he did the Who Will. That goes on for 9 minutes, extended mix.
They got wicked solos in there.
Yeah, that's what you want, isn't it? You want the short one and then the live play extended edition. Freestyle it. Because that's got a good hook on it. So if anybody wants to come in, what are we going to be doing? I'll let you into the secret. What we've been doing over the last 4 years, I can't even remember how long it's been. We've just been gathering people, misfits, the people that don't really belong in this, or the people that get pushed out. of this arena. There's loads of people that come in looking for something. I don't know what they're looking for, but they mainly come in with questions, and those questions never get answered. I've got a load of them, and I know now that the questions I have cannot be answered by anyone. And I'm okay with that, epohe, right? It's just some questions can't be answered. And it's good to know that, there are no people that can answer them.
Hey, Bev,
Yeah.
I also wanted to direct you to another channel that I've been watching. It's kind of like a Hillsdale College idea. It's got this old guy that does lectures.
Yeah.
And he starts them all off with a screen page called Socrates' Children. And they're a bunch of pros and cons of two different guys, usually. I just posted one in the live chat. I don't know if you ever want to have a look at those. This one's Descartes versus Bacon, rationalism versus empiricism, man's conquest of nature.
Yeah. It's sort of what we've just gone over. The little
bits.
bits.
But just something in your own time you might want to.
No, I think we were talking about, where do we go from here? Where do we progress? And I think we're going to have to keep, because this is what we do here is we always go back to first principles. So we want to understand the first principles of all of these different things. So we're going to link now what we know about philosophy. We'll link that back to geometry, and then see if people can make a link between the two and the different time periods. Because what we're dealing with here, I know it may sound a little bit silly, this big E thing that everybody's got in their head, the model, where did that come from? Because there's no way you could have it with Euclid. Wouldn't be allowed. You can't bend straight lines.
In the sky.
Well,
100%.
They were always looking at the light in the sky. Yeah, but they did. They looked at the lights in the sky anyway. Even back to the quadrivium, right? Astronomy is there. So they always used to do that. It's the extra extension. It comes through. I have done the north, south, east and west, right? The perpendicular. And there's a thing that people will notice that you have that allows you to miss these logical steps. And the reason we're in this situation today is because people have been taught, allowed, educated to be able to accept things that they know nothing of. They just handed paralogisms, told that from the shadow giants. The great shadow giants of the past said this. And what does it mean? Well, they just said it. Just say the same thing and you'll be fine. You'll pass all of the exams. But there's never an understanding as to what it means. Like the 8 inches per mile squared. It sounds nice, but it means nothing. It has nothing. It's just a vacuous statement. A vacuous mathematical statement. Like Andrew was saying. It needs to be backed up with actual physical demonstrations, right? So you can even understand what the mathematical statement means. Never mind an actual proof for the numbers. You need to be able to understand the demonstration to your mind first. And if that doesn't even come, never mind the actual demonstration about how to actually measure whatever it is that they say they're measuring, then how are you meant to do that?
If you don't mind, I would clarify my statement that mathematics stands alone or on its own. This formula, this 8 inches per mile squared, is not standing on its own because it was purpose of this equation
Let me give you
was
Let me give
purely
you-
practical. It was purely practical, but for example, if we have like in surveying stadia hairs and this isosceles triangle, so surveyors are using a geometrical principle of isosceles triangle to measure, but it doesn't mean that without surveyors measuring distance with isosceles triangle principle, that this principle would be not existent or vacuous. It would stand on its own, whether surveyors measure or don't measure with that principle something or not. It doesn't matter. This is application. You can use mathematics in physical world, but doesn't mean that you need physical world to prove truth of mathematical proofs, like, for example, this isosceles triangle principle.
But that, I think that wouldn't that go to Bacon though, right? With Bacon saying we need to be able to manipulate it, to use it to our benefit. So that would be the how to use the mathematical principles for our benefit within the stadia hairs, right? It wouldn't have ever been thought of to do that unless they were using the mathematical principles. Now, in order for them to get those ratios correct, they have to demonstrate that it can be done and replicated.
Yes,
scientifically type, to back
absolutely,
it up.
I agree. Yes, but still, without using this principle, I think that there are many geometrical principles which are not used in the real world.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't mean that they are vacuous. I think.
Yeah, well, a statement of 8 inches per mile squared, when used as an argument,
yes,
right?
as an argument,
that is a vacuous statement because the person that's using it doesn't even understand what the formula is and how it derives and how to relate it to reality, to use it within the argument that they're doing. So.
Yes, because this is vacuum. This equation is this Robotham's equation is vacuous because it was meant at the beginning to prove something in reality. That's why it is a vacuous equation. But principle of isosceles triangle is not vacuous. We can apply it, of course. We can do things with that in real world.
Yeah.
But this principle stands on its own, despite of that we are measuring something with that principle or not. That's what I was saying about mathematics that's standing on its own. We are just we may use mathematics as support to demonstrate something in physical world, but we are not forced to do that. But if we don't use mathematics in the physical world, it doesn't mean that this mathematics or this part of mathematics is vacuous.
Yeah, I don't think nobody said that.
No, I think that that was point Andrew's point, I think.
No, he was just saying that mathematics can be used to trick people. So
Yes,
if
yes.
they don't have to prove anything and show a demonstration about whatever the mathematical statement is, then it might as well be a vacuous statement, right? It means nothing unless you can, because there are loads of people that are sophists and give mathematical statements to a sophist. And they'll just start wielding them around as though they are a proof of something, but they're just mathematical statements. It doesn't mean that the mathematical statement is vacuous, but I think he was saying that you've got to be able to counter these people who use mathematics in such a way, sophisticated way.
Yes, I would agree. Yes. So this equation, this Robotham's equation, was invented just for proving something in reality, and it turns out
let's
that
say he was giving them a model. It was the guy that started the flat earth, the one that said he saw the impossible, also gave everybody these numbers. So
yes,
these
I
numbers
agree.
haven't been given by any glober. These are flat earth numbers. So when
Yes,
we
and
say flat earth society are the ones that have led everybody into this position, that's what we're talking about.
and it was just invented because his equation has nothing to do with reality. So this is it's just equation like this MC squared, this non-Einsteinian MC squared,
Mm-hmm.
the same thing. So if we assume that mass multiplied by m what it was, energy equals mass multiplied by speed. Yes,
Isn't
am I
the
correct?
light in the speed of light?
Mass multiplied by energy. Whatever it is.
Energy.
So it has to be proven that this relationship exists in reality, but it is not proven anyhow, because the speed of light has to be known for that. So this equation is also vacuous, like Robotham's equation. Yes, I agree.
Yeah. So when people say that number has to be known that number was given to them by Robotham.
Yes, it was. Yes. And by the way, because he couldn't observe anything, as you demonstrated that he and Hampton and let's say his opponents couldn't prove anything by optics, because his measurement or his observation, let's say his experiment was based only on observation. So that was optical observation. And you proved that you cannot measure anything from that distance. So it means that his equation is just invented, just he conjured this equation. It has nothing to do with even optical reality.
Anybody else got anything? I want to start and get into the mathematics and all of that sort of stuff, but
Thinking another Buster song, but whatever.
do a Buster special. I don't know what other ones I've got. Let me have a look. Where are my playlists? We've got quite a few, haven't we?
How about the one with Machine Man?
I don't know whether I've
That's
got
my
that.
favorite. That's my
Yeah.
favorite Buster song.
Realizing Euclid. There's an 8-minute one. I'm going to have to sort these out, aren't I? There's an 18-minute one, Buster and SE proof in reality. You don't understand shortest distance. Am I allowed to play that? Okie dokie. Check this one out. Are you guys listen? Can you guys still see that?
Try thinking on YouTube.
Yeah. Okay, now this is a long one, 9 minutes.
I like the Crowder bit. That's pretty funny.
Okay. This is a 9-minute one. So it is realizing Euclid. It's Euclid night. Shortest distance. Likely to have Bob in it. Some of the good old times. Check it out.
But, you know, even if we didn't have R, the Great Circle would still be the shortest distance across the surface of the Earth, because the Earth is a sphere.
But Rakia, here's the problem that I think you're having. You see my smiling face? Is if the Earth was flat and I drew the triangle out, that triangular leg between Florida and Michigan was, say,
because the Earth is a sphere.
1,050 miles.
I did that. I cut
The great circle
100
distance between those 2 points was 900 miles. If I drove 950 miles,
because the Earth is a sphere.
is it possible for me to have done that on a flat Earth? Where did the extra 100 miles come from? You see my smiling face? Yeah, how did I cut 100 miles on a straight line?
Because the Earth is a sphere.
Is that possible?
You're asking me if it's possible to do something on a sphere and on a flat plane and be the same distance? No, it wouldn't be possible. Doesn't mean your calculation.
Are you seriously going to ask me that after I just spent 20 minutes going through it in great detail exactly what I did? Is it possible for me to have done that on a flat Earth?
You don't understand.
You see my smiling face? Don't go there.
It's not my problem if you don't want to learn. You just
Rakia, how do you shave 100 miles off a straight line distance
Because the Earth is a
on
sphere.
a flat surface? Just please answer the question. I drove the distance.
No, you
100. My odometer said 100 miles less than the straight line distance. It was 50 miles more than the Great Circle distance. Can I make a trip that is a straight line distance of 1,050 miles? Can I make that trip in 950 miles? Is it possible? Can I make a trip 100 a straight line distance of 1,050 miles? Can I make that trip? You see my smiling face? 950 miles. Is it possible?
Stop. Come on, guys.
Stop.
Come on, guys.
Now, don't say cool story. That's an insult. Don't go there.
You don't understand. It's not my problem if you don't want to learn. You're just on your own.
So yeah, I did it. And I 100 took out a number of different variables. I'm very confident, and I came up with a very similar radius of the Earth, which was similar to the radius of the Earth I got from doing the Eratosthenes experiment with blue and b-ball for light. So I have effectively ruled out the possibility that there could have been a flat Earth between the two. Do you see why? Okay, and ladies and gentlemen, that is how you crush the flat Earth. That is how you crush the flat Earth. My work here is done. That's the way science is done. You see my smiling face? I did it multiple times, 100 under multiple conditions, and got the same thing. It ruled out the ability of the Earth to be flat. You see my smiling face?
Because the Earth is a sphere.
Don't go there.
My problem if you don't want to learn. You're just on your own. No reason, no logic, no wisdom, no worries. You're just on your own. No reason, no logic, no answers to questions. You're just on your own.
If you have the actual distance, you divide that by 2 and divide it by the average side. That gives you the radius of the Earth. And guess what? I hit the radius of the Earth within 20 miles. And I've got the video to prove it.
Because the Earth is a sphere.
Can I make a trip that is a straight line distance of 1,050 miles? Can I make that trip in 950 miles? Is it possible? Is it possible for me to have done that on a flat Earth? Where did the extra 100 miles come from? You know, how did I cut 100 miles off on a straight line? 100? Is that possible? So yeah, I did it. And I took out a number of different variables. I'm very confident, and I came up with a very similar radius of the Earth, which was similar to the radius of the Earth I got from doing the Eratosthenes experiment with blue and b-ball for light. Because you apparently need to be taught some manners. Don't go there. Don't say cool story.
Manners not to tell other men how to speak.
If you have a problem with my mathematics, tell me what your problem is. You see my smiling face? It ruled out the ability of the Earth to be flat. Don't you insult me by saying cool story.
You don't understand.
Because the Earth is a sphere.
You don't understand.
Don't go there.
It's not my problem if you don't want to learn. You're just on your own.
Don't go there. Can I make a trip that is a straight line distance of 1,050 miles? Can I make that trip in 950 miles? Is it possible?
No, you didn't do that, and no, it wouldn't be possible in reality in your car.
It would not be possible. You see my smiling face?
You're not a man. You're not a man.
Because the Earth is a sphere.
Now, don't say cool story, that's an insult. If you have a problem with my mathematics, tell me what your problem is. Don't go there.
You don't understand. It's not my problem if you don't want to learn. You're just on your own.
Do you agree that you cannot go less than the minimum straight line distance between those 2 points on a flat Earth?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, great. I did that. Don't go there. I cut one distances in both cases, even though I went over curves and up and down hills, was less than the amount of distance it would have been required had it been a smooth, flat, planar surface. It ruled out the ability of the Earth to be flat. That's the way science is done. You see my smiling face? I did it multiple times under multiple conditions and got the same thing. It ruled out the ability of the Earth to be flat. You didn't listen. I told you because my distances in both cases, even though I went over curves and up and down hills, was less than the amount of distance it would have been required had it been a smooth, flat, planar surface. Smooth, flat, planar surface. Smooth, flat, planar surface.
It's not my problem if you don't want to learn. You just on your own.
My assertion is that a great circle is the shortest distance between any 2 points on Earth.
No reason, no logic, no wisdom, no worry.
Quantification's done.
Poem.
You're just on your own. No reason, no logic, no answers to questions.
Don't go there.
You're just on your own.
Can I cut 100 miles off a straight line trip? Rikia, is it possible for me to shave 100 miles off a straight line distance on a flat surface? You agree that you cannot go less than the minimum straight line distance between those 2 points on a flat Earth?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, great. I did that. I cut 100 miles. That's absolutely correct. I could do the straight line.
But you know, even if we didn't have R, the Great Circle would still be the shortest distance across the surface of the Earth, because the Earth is a sphere.
I'm trying to learn to
Always
smile
fun.
more, if it kills me.
I'm fucking pissed.
This is playing the thingy track. That's not on the
Right into Sean Hawkins.
Yeah, you don't want to go straight to Sean Hawkins.
Come on. Yeah, let's do it.
You wanna do a Sean Hawkins straight 4 minutes? I can do it. No, Buster.
I was laughing that whole last video, and it keeps me laughing.
Well, that's one of the. That was one of the literally the shorter than a straight line distance. Yes, people have actually said that to us. So we've got some of the best arguments ever, but unfortunately, nobody wants to take them on because they're more puzzling to us. Some great philosophical questions that. Challenging for many people. Any people. Do you want to hear the Sean Hawkins one? You want to? We do miss Sean. Where is Sean now? Has anyone seen him? Is he still around?
Oh yeah, he's still doing videos of just calling people names.
Yeah, this sort of stuff. Okay, let's do it. Sean Hawkins.
I'm fucking pissed. I mean, there isn't a fucking scale on this goddamn planet that can measure how fucking pissed I am right the fuck now. Hey, so yeah. I can't get any of these cowardly fucks to debate me. Unless someone can give me a good fucking reason to keep doing this, I'm fucking giving it up. I got better things to do with my time. Nobody ever cites my work. My Angles to Polaris video. Nobody ever cites that. It's not the best one in the world, but it's fucking something, with a physical model. And it gets a lot of compliments. So I know it's not complete shit. Nobody ever plays my videos on their live streams. Or even little bits of it. When was the last time anybody shared any of my videos? My most popular video is the Angles to Polaris video. And it has less than 1,000 fucking views and it's 2 years old. And I've got a shit community fucking not doing anything to fucking keep me doing it. Like I said, unless someone can give me a good fucking reason why I should keep streaming, I'm done. So, thanks for the fish. off right now. I've got a shit community. Made me look like a fucking asshole. Motherfucker! Fucking asshole! Motherfucker! I'm so pissed off right now.
Your world is full of illusions, contradiction between fact and fiction.
Fucking talking shit
You never back your claims.
like a little cowardly bitch. Fucking talking shit.
Driving the wrong way down a one-way street.
Motherfucker!
Unstoppable force on immovable feet.
You don't know how fucking pissed I am.
Straight lines converge in the distance.
Fucking
Why
asshole!
do I get so much resistance? I know
Fucking talking
you'll
shit
never prove me wrong.
right the fuck now. God damn it, fucker!
Now we get our physics deniers, pathologic compulsive liars. I know you'll never prove me wrong.
You don't know how fucking pissed I am.
Driving the wrong way down a one-way street.
I get fucking emasculated by Jose J.G. Gonzalez.
It's where knowledge and ignorance meet.
Fucking asshole! Motherfucker!
Paradoxes and confusion. Your mind is in delusion.
Fucking talking shit!
We all know you're insane.
God damn it! I can't get one of these pussies after fucking talking shit to this motherfucker. I fucking still like him, but he fucking pissed me off. Motherfucker! God damn, he owes me a fucking apology.
Talk about your 2D surface. We all know you ain't got no purpose in life. We think that you live on board.
I get fucking emasculated.
Driving the wrong way down a one-way street.
I get fucking emasculated by Jose J.G. Gonzalez.
It's where knowledge and ignorance meet.
Fucking talking shit! Motherfucker!
Paradoxes and confusion. Your mind is in delusion.
Fucking talking shit!
We all know you're insane. We all know you're insane.
I get fucking emasculated by Jose J.G. Gonzalez. And I'm pretty fucking pissed off. That's all I've got to say about it. Motherfucker! Made me look like a fucking asshole.
I don't personally mind.
I just gotta ask, am I the only one that was laughing through that whole video?
How could you not, right? If you've been in this
It is
community, let's say, that's hilarious, right? Yeah.
That just made my day, that song, you know?
On the Buster Music playlist. I'm going to be doing tons more of them, right? I think I've found my calling in making videos, and those smaller ones for the music ones are something that's quite easy to do, going over that sort of stuff. Yeah, gods, yeah. Words you should never say out loud. I got emasculated by Jose G.G. Gonzalez. I still like him, though.
I still like him, though.
I've always wanted to have a word with Sean about his Polaris video as well. He seemed really... I'm pretty sure there was tears in his eyes there, you know, when he was on about leaving the arena. See, there's an 18-minute one, Buster and SE, proof in reality and science. There's loads of really good stuff forgotten about. Loads of good stuff. So I think I'll be going over all of those. I need to sort of redo the Buster videos for all of the Buster music. I need to...
Gorge was asking if you have a song with Brenda on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we have. We've got a Euclid one. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know which one it was. I think we did one where the probably We All Know You're Insane one, I think. I did one. In fact, I think we've probably got one with that dog. That was a funny one. Yeah, if I haven't done that one.
I mean, there isn't a fucking scale.
Let me just check.
You're bored to fucking tears.
Yeah, I think this one might be the one. Okay. Does anybody want to do anything else today? I'm just chuffed to bits making the Buster one. I'm waiting for Buster to finish work and then he can come in. I can play him his song because I don't know whether he'll have heard it yet or not. I think this one, if you think that one was, you like this one. I think this is all of the clips I got of most of the stuff that we've heard in this community. It's not, we shouldn't be laughing, right? It's just to let you know, when you go through the philosophy courses, you will learn that these great philosophers of the modern day put themselves in the mental homes because of their whatever it was that they were thinking of. So this just goes as a warning, right? Watch what you're doing. Certain models can make you, well, less than sane, let's say.
I mean, there isn't a fucking scale on this goddamn planet that can measure how fucking pissed I am right the fuck now.
You may think I'm mentally unstable. Hell, you'd agree with my therapist.
I have to calm down.
But I don't care anymore.
You triggered me. Big whoopie thrill. Any fucking idiot can do that. I get to fucking talk or not. You fucker! Shut up! Shut the fuck up! You're a fucking troll.
Ikea! Have you fucking finished asking your stupid bloody question? Shut up!
What are you talking about? Ask the
Shut the fuck up!
Get out of here,
Shut up! Shut up! Shut the fuck up!
Learn the fucking scientific method or get the fuck out of here.
Shut up! Get out of here, Randy. What the fuck is wrong with you, Randy?
And yes,
Shut the fuck up!
you may think I'm mentally unstable. Hell, you'd agree with my therapist. But I don't care
Get out
anymore.
of here, Rakia.
Then fuck off!
You're not doing shit. You're not
Fuck
doing
off!
shit. Yeah, that's how you get your little jollies off. Is you think that you're in charge because you make people get angry at you.
How many fucking times do I gotta sit here and go through this shit with you?
Every single one of you, shut the fuck up. Just shut up.
If this person came and told you the world was a ball, what would you say?
Fuck off! Shit. Shut the fuck up! Fucking argument for an hour. I sat here bored to fucking tears. Shut the fuck up!
You may think I'm mentally unstable. Hell, you'd agree with my therapist.
If you put an object farther away from the lens, farther in front of the camera, light from that object is going to hit the front of the lens stack at a different angle. That depends. The same object at a greater distance has a smaller angular size. Right here!
Get out of here, Rakia.
I've been doing this for 4 fucking years. If you didn't fucking get it by now, get the fuck out of here.
Get out of here, Rakia. Shut up! Shut the fuck up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Fuck you with your itch shit. Randy, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Paradoxes and confusion. Your mind is in delusion.
Everything one of you, shut the fuck up! Just shut the fuck up! All of you, you're pieces of shit. Every one of you is a piece of shit. All of you, shut up. Every single one of you, shut the fuck up. Just shut up. All of you, you're pieces of shit. Every one of you is a piece of shit. You're human excrement. You're the shit that comes out of your fucking mouth. David, you're the stupidest motherfucker on the earth. That's all you are, is your shit. All of you are
That
shit.
depends
You're
on the
shit.
tangent of the angle.
No, shut up. You shut up, Randy. Shut up. Every one of you, shut the fuck up. You're all shit. Randy, what the fuck is wrong with you, Randy? Fucker. That's all you are, is your shit. All of you are shit.
I'm not going to let you try and infect other people. Then fuck off! Fuck off! Go away! With your mendacious, delusional worldview. I'm not going to let it happen.
Every single one of you, shut the fuck up. Just shut up. All of you, you're pieces of shit. Every one of you
That
is a piece of
depends on the
shit.
tangent of the angle.
Motherfucker! I'm so pissed off right now. You have no fucking clue.
I will do that if you will shut the fuck up.
Now it's triggered.
Well, fuck you with your itch shit.
Then fuck off! Fuck off! Go away! You don't care about reality! You don't care about reality! Okay, you don't care about reality. That's okay, not everybody has to care. There's no law.
That depends on the tangent of the angle.
Shut up! You triggered me. Big whoopsie thrill. Any fucking idiot can do that.
I get fucking emasculated. I'm pretty fucking pissed off. I fucking still like him, but he fucking pissed me off.
You triggered me. Big whoopsie thrill. Any fucking idiot can do that. Any fucking idiot can do that.
Stack! Angle! Select them down the back of the lens stack. Depends on the angle. Select in the front of the lens stack. Right here!
Righto. Kick him. I want him banned.
Right here!
He's done.
What are you talking about? I asked a simple
Right
question.
here!
Get out of here, Rakia.
Shut the fuck up!
Okay. Who asked for that? Was that Godzilla? Somebody asked for Brenda.
Good old times.
Yeah. the mix through glue.
Okay. I kind of threw Gorge under the bus there.
Yeah. Maybe he didn't ask for it. Maybe that was you again. Oh. Yeah, some good. Busted lays down some good tunes, and then the rest of the stuff is just stuff I've recorded. The conversations I've had with people, or been party to. Some weird conversations that make people go to that sort of state. I mean, why do people do that? Why do they get there?
They've tried to put the big E into a shape, and it messes with their minds.
Model affliction, right? Called it ages ago. It depends where you put the model, right? If the model you generate is generated from reality, and you put the model after that, so then that is dead easy, because you can have level being horizontal, and you can have that on your model of globe. It works. Globe is reality, therefore level being horizontal goes on globe. It's dead easy. That's epoche. But the moment you have a model that you have to put before all reality, and then reality has to mold to the model, and sometimes you get struggle with it, because can't break logic, can't get away from logic. Leaves you in a state of turmoil, mental turmoil, having to hold contradictions. Can't be good. And obviously it's difficult to talk about, because you don't even know how to express a contradiction. You might seem like silly, right? Holding a contradiction and literally saying that it's not a contradiction. That'd be difficult to talk about, I would say. And that's why I think we're going to struggle to have conversations with people. But if anybody does want to come in and have conversations about any of this sort of stuff, then come in. But I think I'm a little bit different, right? I lost the model that I was given in childhood, and was never given it back again through the rest of my adulthood, right? After about 7. No model. Nobody even mentioned it up until somebody told me that I was a flat earther for saying that the horizon doesn't rise to eye level, I think. Because my explanation for why it doesn't rise to eye level was that all horizontals are parallel, right? A level doesn't rise. How could it? Sounds stupid. And for that, I was led into this crazy land where people assume things in order to not have conversations. Yeah, you're right, Gods. It's a ridiculous argument. And the whole point is that it's all set up. None of it's real. But sadly, people get mixed up in it. And they end up coming out of it much worse. Because it's tricky to handle. Some of the stuff you learn, there are no answers to questions, certain questions. Mainly, most of them, if anything comes from a shadow giant, you'll struggle to have a conversation with anyone when you're digging down to first principles to try and find an understanding. There just isn't any. Or, I mean, hey, it could be me. I could be the one that's out of tune. Doesn't understand things, but I'm okay with the understanding that I do have of certain things. I mean, if the premise is that reality is globe, it is globe, then you just put that at the end of everything that you can prove in reality. Makes no difference. It's not going to, you know, alter your daily life. One thing that you can be sure of, it's definitely not flat, right? Because you can measure elevation changes. Always said that. That's the background I had. And then if you put that again, right, we can measure elevation changes. Therefore, there are elevation changes to his globe, right? It's on the globe. The globe has elevation changes. Of course it does. Reality has elevation changes. I don't think it's not a common shared upon. It's consensus, science by consensus. I've got a load of these. I did put these in there. Neil deGrasse Tyson did his. He's not interested in. I'm only interested in consensus. The individual scientist does not matter. There's one of those people who have to label people in the YouTube chat. Obviously not a flat earther. I have a proof it's not flat. I don't know. I think I might be the person that said that the most. I don't think anybody in the history of in the history, right, has ever said I'm not a flat earther. Got a proof it's not flat. If you want to come in, we'll work over the proof it's not flat. You can come with me, and then you can understand. You can also have a proof it's not flat. That goes to anyone. So this Neil deGrasse Tyson, he's only interested in the consensus. Now, that's how far modern science has come. But, of course, not everyone will go along with what Neil deGrasse Tyson says, because he said a lot of silly stuff. Right? He did say it's flat. I mean, obviously, that's ridiculous, but he did say it, as a lot of people have said.
Yes, but what he means when he's talking about consensus, because apparently there is no real consensus between so-called scientists. And by the way, even if he is interested only in a consensus and not singular opinion of a particular scientist, it means that in fact he is not interested in like proofs, and who is saying some proof or disproof. He's just interested in general opinion. So he's not scientist.
Yeah, I was saying, yeah, the Copernicus.
Yes. What about Copernicus?
Yeah.
This was one guy who invented a new, let's say, model, and not supported by anything. And even now, so-called scientists don't even know his model, or didn't even read his work. So what this consensus is about?
Yeah,
if they don't
if they'd
know
have had Neil
Copernicus' work.
deGrasse Tyson's around at Copernicus's time, then Copernicus wouldn't have mattered to Neil deGrasse Tyson, right? He'd have only gone with the consensus, because Copernicus was going against the consensus. He was just one guy who had an idea, who suggested that people should consider something suit something a little bit better. Just a suggestion of a consideration. That's all that's needed. Just the thin end of the wedge, don't worry. But yeah, there's loads of people that have gone, you know, that they would disagree with Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yes, and he's self-contradictory, so this is he has problem with Coriolis, for example. So he's just repeating many stupid statements from here and from there.
What about that for a quote? Did you hear that one? For I am not so enamoured of my own opinions that I disregard what others may think of them. So he's not even that chuffed with his own opinions. Anyway, like, he did only give a suggestion of a consideration.
Yeah, just you may think. So this is like George Musser. Gravity is not a force, but you can think of gravity as a force. This is that kind of statement. Completely useless.
And science is not about consensus, and consensus is not science, said Bertrand. Neil deGrasse Tyson would disagree. Completely opposite opinions.
But I would say no. These two, this Bert Rutan and Neil deGrasse Tyson, they are not in opposition. Because we think that he's talking about science. And we think that he is scientist. But he is just going with consensus. He's not saying that he's scientist.
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah. He's just repeating, parroting this consensus.
But, like, is that the consensus, to say that you go with the consensus? Because I bet it isn't, you know. I bet if you were to ask people, don't think they go with the consensus, right? The majority. So it's a bit of a general statement, like, but I think the majority would not go with the consensus.
Yes, so I would say that he started with fake statement that we have some consensus. Maybe we don't, but it doesn't matter. I go with consensus, whatever it is. It means that Shadow Giant told me to say that, and I am repeating that. So this is consensus, I would say.
I think we've got a guy who dismisses arguments by naming people, putting people in a box. He's what I would call a bigot in the chat. I don't know whether it really matters. That's sort of attacking the character and not the argument. Because I don't know what you're doing in here, Sultan. Obviously, somebody who's a little bit triggered might be one of the people in one of these videos. You never know. What one of the little songs that we've had with Buster. He's just calling people flat earthers in the chat. Anytime you're ready, gods, or, chats. I don't even know what that is. You may be bigoted in the chat, and I'm not really into that sort of stuff.
Oh, so this is new word, third. Wow, what does it mean?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Like I've always said, if you are going to go into a debate, which I think that's the idea in these chats, or, just to be able to communicate verbally, it's never a good idea, like Mike says. Never a good idea to go in with a fallacious statement as your opening statement that can be easily proved false by the other side. Your opponent is not going to think of you very highly if you can have something that obviously isn't. Thank you. So yeah, we're not really into that. It is worth pointing out the inconsistencies of, I guess, our own side, right? These are qualified so-called scientists. Neil deGrasse Tyson, I think he claims to be an astrophysicist or something like that. And he seems to be, I don't know, going against, Albert Einstein, genius abhors consensus, because when consensus is reached, thinking stops. Stop nodding your head. And Neil deGrasse Tyson would be saying, okay, yeah, I agree. As long as everybody else agrees. That's science, is it? Is that modern science? I don't know.
So.
I can believe that, like going through the philosophy of the Bacon, going through them all to find out that there are people, I know that there are people who claim things about things that they know nothing. And people who also claim to be geniuses, like our Sultan in the chat. But he knows nothing about it. His only argument is to label you as that and put you in the group that he's bigoted against. Then he automatically wins any argument. It's a ridiculous concept, but that's been going on for as long as I've been around here. And that happens when you ask questions of them about the things that they're claiming. I've been saying gods for ages, right? If people stopped talking about the globe, the globers would have nothing to talk about. Because they never talk to each other about the globe. Because it's literally a mental construct that you make for yourself. And you can't risk telling somebody else about it because it might contradict what they say about theirs. They may have a contradictory understanding of the globe themselves, right? Some of them might think there's a drop. Some of them may think there's a hump, like the Rumpuses and the Wallace. There's different opinions of it. Some people might even think it's horizontal. Imagine that. With no slope. Neither higher nor lower. So, I don't know. It's all ridiculous to me. There is only one reality. So labeling people something that they're not just to avoid an obviously troubling conversation for you, for most people. How do you address issues that you trouble with yourself, right? You've got questions. Everyone does. Yes, we did, Ian. We've got tons of footage, man. Some of the best stuff. Spot On's just been going over his stuff. He's been sending me some pictures that he's got. Such a good day. Yeah, I might get some together for tomorrow. I don't know. I've got a bit of stuff on. Yeah, Buster filmed the stuff that we put into Discord, so the auto level, reciprocal, all of that will be filmed. I've got that footage. Blood's thicker. Took a load of footage over the day, all from one position, looking at the bridge in the distance, and then we went forwards and backwards to do reciprocal. But it was only later on at night that it cleared up on. We were all at one end. We didn't really get it that good on the way back. Yeah, some good footage. But again, it's going to have... There are mathematical understandings that you have to have whenever you go through any of this. So you have from A to B. Like you can see with the triangle in the advanced simplicity. It doesn't not fit into the perspective, even though it's a vertical triangle. The picture's vertical. Yet you imagine it being longer. So good. Perspective. Hey, I don't know where Rumpus has gone. He did appear for that one day. He might come back out again if we can show some more pictures. Apparently, Rumpus he's had pictures for a couple of years. Auto level shots. He's got all of it and more, he said. So I do want to make a video. I was hoping we might get Wally or somebody to do an elevation profile from each end in relation to the horizontal. Oh, God. So, yeah. All right. Did he? I wasn't watching it all, but yeah, Godzilla says Rumpus has got a video ready. I mean, he's had a couple of years to work on it. I did see all of his files, and it looked like he'd done quite a fair bit of work. I don't know who's paid him to do an official official globe proof. Probably.
Hey, excuse me.
Yeah.
I just checked to see if Flatzoid was still going, and he is. And I just happened to glance in the live chat, and our friend Sean Hawkins is in there.
Nice.
Just so we know he's still around, still doing stupid shit. That's all I got.
So it's still going strong, that debate, is it?
Yeah, he's got 120 pounds of super chats.
Whoa.
That's what he does.
Nice.
Hmm?
For doing Fight the Flat Earth. It's raking it in.
Yeah, I can only imagine what Fight the Flat Earth's got on his channel.
Yeah. Nice.
Business like business.
It needs to be kept alive, though, right? If you don't have circular arguments to be kept going, then what do you have?
No super chats.
Yeah. Yeah, Rumpus is gone. We said we'd show you why Rumpus will never do what he's claiming he's gonna do. But now I suppose they're gonna claim that we did it for them. I think.
Maybe, yes. Yeah. He will use your work to argue against you.
But there's a mental problem that has to be gotten over. You cannot just imagine something and then walk away from it. There's a process to take things and move them into the proof bracket. And if you don't, then you will always be wondering about it. And there's what we've discovered. Oh, here's Buster. What we've discovered is that there's a ECV part that just stops you from accessing this area that they're going to have to, right? This Spot On was saying, pointed out very well. We don't have to have this discussion. We've already had it. We've all been over a discussion about this. This is for the Globers. That's why I think they won't be watching. Because if they learn of something that they have to have a discussion about, they won't want to be able to do it. So get ready for plenty of ECV. Buster, have you heard it yet? Have you been at work?
Yeah. Oh yeah,
it's been all Buster Day.
It's like some you're working on it.
Oh,
sweet.
Yeah, have you heard it yet? I don't know. I think we was a bit of a bad connection.
I might be breaking up.
Yeah.
Dang it.
It's all right.
Am I coming through?
Yeah, you are now.
I haven't. I just saw the bits and pieces this morning.
Okie dokie. Right. Well, let me get it on the thing. There we go. Is that on? Can you see that? Or
yeah, play it again.
Are you driving? Yeah.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Okie dokie. Let me get it on the YouTube. Right. Here we go. Some of the best work I've ever done this. Here we go.
Let me give you an analogy. and I already have the idea in my mind. Existence must be necessary to the idea.
Advanced simplicity takes hold. You'll find the truth from things of old.
I have an idea in my mind. I have an idea in my mind that a triangle exists. The idea in my mind. But the angles of a triangle do not add up to 180 degrees. Think about it. I have an idea in my mind that a triangle exists. But the angles of a triangle do not add up to 180 degrees. What's the conclusion?
We are on the road, suspending judgment until the truth is known.
Think about it.
You will find peace within, in the midst of all these troubled souls.
I have an idea in my mind. What's the conclusion? You don't know what a triangle is. Or you're flat out contradicting yourself.
Advanced simplicity takes hold.
You're flat out contradicting yourself.
You'll find the truth from things of old.
You don't know what a triangle is. Or you're flat out contradicting yourself. Just as it is necessary for a triangle to have 180 degrees. What's the conclusion? You don't know what a triangle is. Or you're flat out contradicting yourself. Think about it. It is necessary for a triangle to have 180 degrees. That is a necessary property of triangularity, triangleness.
We are on the road, suspending judgment until the truth is known.
Think about it.
You will find peace within, in the midst of all these troubled souls.
Therefore, the fool is in a self-contradiction. He violates the principle of non-contradiction.
There's no end game in mind.
Therefore, the fool
is only the truth that we seek to find.
Violates the principle of non-contradiction.
There's no end game in mind.
The fool
is only the truth that we seek to find.
Therefore, the fool is in a self-contradiction. He violates the principle of non-contradiction. He simultaneously says, I have an idea of God, and then I don't have an idea of God.
Everyone must see it for themselves. The truth is there for you to find.
Thanks, Buster.
Think about it.
That is awesome.
It is. It is.
Oh.
Get it on your channel or whatever. Get it. I'll put it out tomorrow on the YouTube.
Dude, that's like Logos at its best.
Yeah, I was going over the fact that the triangle on the screen, because it's fitted to the perspective, makes it look longer. You know, it puts the illusion into the triangle. It's good.
Oh yeah, dude. That's like, yeah, that was really, really good. True level.
Yeah,
I'm
going to send it in tomorrow.
For sure.
Yeah, I was saying I'm going to do it. I like the video now, so I'll redo True Level, bitch. I'll redo that one again and make it, like Emma said, a bit more positive and not.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah, dude, that was. I had a thought, you know, like an idea of where the song would go, But like, that's even better than what I'd imagined. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, we've played it about 3 or 4 times tonight. I've been listening to it all day. And it's
so
good. Yeah.
Just to be fair, I could listen to it again.
Yeah. Me too.
Man. That's good.
Might wait till Buster gets back. Yeah, we've had a Buster night tonight. Gone over quite a few of them actually. It's been good.
I'd also like to point out that these are Bev's editing skills that are making it way more enjoyable.
I do enjoy it, and I do have, thanks to my Patreons, I've been able to get myself a new video editing suite. So there will be loads of these sort of stuff, and we've just got a load of footage from Bedford.
Yeah, dude, you could tell that that's like definitely leveled up on the video editor for sure.
Yeah. And that was only my first attempt, really.
Wow. I'm gonna do my best to get the Who Will song done.
Yeah.
Like proper. Yeah.
Yeah, Rob was saying that one's too short. Because I think he's got used to the Who Will with you and Shane.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah, we didn't listen to that one yet, did we? By the way.
No. No, well, Buster's on about redoing it. I don't know whether you could incorporate all of that in, could you? Because, I mean, there are people like Rob. I mean, it's well worth doing an extended mix of the guitars, sort of stuff like that.
Yeah. I'll
love a great guitar solo.
Oh, dude, I do. I love it. I wish I could do more with my buddy Shane, but he's super busy. It's like pulling teeth to get session in with him. But he might be up for just a 1-song recording. Just come in and lay down some tracks. So
yeah,
I'll message him tonight. See what he says.
That'd be cool.
Oh yeah. Oh, I love doing the longer songs. I just try to keep them. When I do a recording, I try to keep them within that 3:30, 4 minutes. You know.
Well, I think I've always had the idea of doing the Who Will in GTA 5. Like I want to, I want to be able to script an entire song around GTA 5. I think it'll be cool. So if anybody wants to come and get in on that filming, playing games, we do have a GTA 5 server that we can nip on for doing some filming and some stuff. You just have to listen to Buster songs a lot and then try and work out some way to fit it into a game. But I think we can do it. Yeah. Skydiving.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Jumping out of helicopters. Running and hiding in fear.
I do have to say this. I said it to somebody the other night, maybe over the weekend, that I never would have, might have been NORAD, never would have written these songs had it not been for conversations that happened.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like you get the idea that all of this stuff that we do, it's ours. All of it. The whole thing.
Yeah.
Which I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for being in a group of people that we can. There's no fear for copyright issues or whatever with anything that we do, apart from obviously certain people that do that sort of stuff. But yeah, because we actually do it all ourselves, and I don't think. there is a group within this arena quite like this that we have here. Might only be a little group. That's fine with me. Some of the best people around here. We have actually, it's a community now. On the level Discord community. Come on in. We will be tightening it all up and then officially moving it to the open public. Because I think we're ready for that now. We're officially a community, not a flat earth community. So I will start, all of the stuff will start swapping over now. Go on.
I was saying, no, but you'll let them pesky flat earthers in here to discuss things.
I'll talk to anyone like I always have done. It's all about the discussion. That's why I think coming up with the chat GPT bots and all of that, these texting, you never know who people are. You never know who you're talking to. You could be talking to a bot because people are writing codes now to make their own bots from bots. So you get bots that teach you how to make bots to do other things. Well, the only way around that's going to be through communication. The only way you can communicate with people is to talk to them. You can't text, talk, or anything now. So, yeah. I think this Discord server, this type of thing that we've got here, that we've built up, is ideal for what's coming. And, yeah, it's probably going to be small communities because the idea of is divide and conquer. Always has been. Always has been just to divide all of the conversations so nobody can communicate with each other effectively. I think that's what they found within the philosophy when we've been going over these old philosophers, modern philosophers. They drove themselves mad. And then they tried to formulate whatever it is and build it back up again. But then obviously had to struggle with that and then went absolutely crazy. Ended the life in probably in misery, mental anguish.
Maybe their own philosophy made them insane because and they were alone, I think, not because they had that character, but I can imagine that people like Hume or Bacon, he maybe shared his thoughts with friends, and they just told him that he is insane. So he stopped to talk to them, because if, for example, Bacon was trying to convince his friends or whoever to his new philosophy, and his friends or interlocutors, let's say, checked that this is just nonsense. So he would stop. I would stop if I would do something like that. I would stop to communicate, and maybe some kind of people may end with a conclusion that the world is not cannot understand me. You don't understand. Nobody understands me. So I'm genius and nobody understands me.
Well,
So
they turned that into genius, though, didn't they? Nobody. How could anybody understand you? You're a genius.
Yeah. I would change that into insane, but okay,
Yeah.
it may be genius.
Could be.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, that's also one of the things. There's a fine line between genius and insanity. Well, isn't that? How do you know?
Yes, and especially if you don't understand. So you don't understand that he's not insane, but he's genius, in fact.
Yeah. And somebody who would be insane would think that they're a genius. That could be one of their traits. Like, so you'd never know. And I think there's a lot of people that rely on that.
Yes.
There's all sorts of different ways of you getting around.
Yes, I would say that in psychiatric clinics, there are many Napoleons, many kings, queens, etc. So this is not unusual thing. Many
Well,
geniuses.
Wasn't that Nietzsche? Isn't that what he said? He was
Yes.
going around telling everybody he created the world, was it? I think.
So this is not special
Yeah.
patients in clinic. I would say that it is normality in that kind of clinics.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mike. Super chat bot. So where were we? Oh yeah, Buster's Buster's song. I've put loads of stuff in it. It's been great like building the video around it step by step, learning the new video package. It's got realizing Euclid in it. It's got proposition 1, triangle.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna play that Long Buster song. I don't know, might have been my mistake.
Did I put it? I don't even know if it's on the Buster thing. Are you on another Buster song? Let's see.
To be honest, if I wasn't hanging out in the chat, I'd probably be listening to Buster music while I'm working.
Okay, I am off to bed. Good night.
Okay.
Thank you.
Night, Paper.
Night, Paper.
Well, so I've only got the 4-hour one. No, not a 4-hour one. It's an hour and 17. I haven't got.
No, I thought you were gonna play the duet with
Yeah,
with
that's
Buster's buddy.
That's on my. Oh no, that's an hour and 8 minutes. No, that's on my Streamlabs. You can only hear that on. Like I say, I'm gonna have to sort out all of this stuff. I will sort out the Buster soundtrack. We'll get the album ready. Pick the best ones. Get them all in a separate album track. Everybody got the favourites. Get them in there. We'll sort it all out.
I think Rick Rubin was talking about maybe producing it. I don't know. I just heard. Maybe it's just a rumor.
You don't understand enough to be on it. And wisdom. So many good songs, Buster.
He's already got an album.
I know.
Man, there've been so many. Like, it's just because of being around here. I mean, yeah, It's been fun.
Yeah, I was going over, you know, like listening to them, the lyrics, and thinking, they're still irrelevant, right? All of the conversations that we've had have been all put into lyrics. It's all there.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
all...
there was one a couple weeks ago you played, and I was like, oh man, holy shit! Like that's still relevant, still
Yeah.
having those same discussions.
Yeah, I think that's what will probably let people. Sorry, that would be the best way for us to be remembered. Would be through the Buster songs, right? Because that would be nothing related to what anybody else says about us. You'd just be able to listen to the songs and the lyrics, and I think you'd probably get a good idea of what we've been through without listening to anyone else.
I would hope so. Like that was the idea though. Like I'll never forget playing the first song, and we were like kind of a group thing writing it, the Nug Life.
Yeah.
And I was always nervous about playing or doing anything because you never know the response. You know, it's like some people like country music, some people like rap. But then when you put your music out, you're like, but then we're such a small, tight-knit group, you don't know if everybody's going to receive it well. But when it started taking off and wrote a couple more songs, it's been awesome. I mean, I'm just tickled, like just ecstatic that people enjoy it here in this group, let alone everybody else that listens to them. And then to have the conversations that we've had in the lyrics, it's just epic.
Listen to this shit in my free time, just so you know. Not while I'm here.
Thank you, Rob.
Yeah. Oh,
I didn't really mean to
hopefully
call it
clean
shit,
it.
but
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. We'll clean it up. We'll get some extended remixes and the live stuff as well. Because I think there's a fair bit of that stuff that we could get together, isn't there? I think there's probably enough material for like an album and an extended thing, and then like a live set as well of all of that sort of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've done quite a few of them live. Yeah.
And I can knock videos out now just in a day. Hopefully, once I've got them sorted. That's what I'll be doing. I think next though I'm going to have to do some. I'll do a new header for the On the Level Discord community to let everybody know the change we're taking. Advanced Simplicity. This is the song we've been waiting for. The song I've been waiting for. This is the switch. This is what we do. This is literally what we do best within this song. Advanced Simplicity. Realizing Euclid is advanced simplicity. What we're going over with all of the philosophy. That's advanced simplicity. Breaking it down to the organon. That's sort of the rule book. And everything else that we do as well. But now we're linking reality to that. And I'm going to try and have some conversations with people, but I know that's going to get harder and harder as we go through this, because I don't know, there's conversations that certain people don't want to have. And that's fine. But that's going to be the test now, right? From the bots, the people that are possibly bots, right? They've been programmed. Human beings that have been programmed as bots that won't be able to have conversations. So we're going to have to do that. I'm going to have to just do the waffling while people leave. So get ready for simplification of arguments that people obviously can't rebut, but put into short videos. Probably, maybe even better if we can get Buster to put them in a song. No, I'll be doing videos to explain the realizing Euclid, all of the arguments that we've got. We've got a modus tollens that'll be triggering. It's too much. I can't think we can actually put that one out. I can do it though. And then we'll be able to do all of the different arguments. Put into video form. In words so people get to see them. It's like a meme. An argument meme. Short video. Hence the meme. Maybe if that's what we could call them. Like a meme, but in a GIF. With a meaning. No, that's good. I can do that. I can be the originator of the nth meme. Old school logical arguments that the new scientists have to ignore. Modern day scientists. Like garlic to a vampire. I sent let's see, I sent no radar. Did I? Oh yeah, it's on the other one. Yeah, I had a Buster. Plato's Cave. I put it in the live chat. If I can find it. I've got so many memes and stuff.
That's one of my favorite lyrics, though. That's why I'm going to try so hard to get this "We Will" out. Is the "We will not let these shadows win."
Yeah.
Oh wait, that's in the. Forgot which song that's in. I got to go back and look at my lyrics.
Is that Agents
Anyway,
of the Logos?
Could always play it and find out.
No, it was in
True Level Bitch.
Yeah, True Level. Yeah.
True Level Bitch.
I was so glad to get that in there.
Yeah, that's why I think we have to. I have to redo that one. Give it a proper video. There you go. That's so good. Especially with going over the Nietzsche stuff as well. It's like we are literally making those things on the wall.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that the professor's going to get the video. I'm trying to work out whether to tag it onto the Western philosophy or just put like a message to the guy, because you can just link video. So I can literally just link the actual one-off song to it.
Well, if he's a professor there, he ought to have his own like email on the website. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know about sending emails and videos.
Oh, yeah.
I'll just put the link on because anybody who's, doing that course can watch it as well, can't they? Like it's pretty relevant to that thing. I think it fits for all of that sort of stuff. I'm gonna do another one for the Euclid, the geometry. I'll wait until one of the geometry things leaps out with a similar sort of thing, and I'll do a advanced simplicity geometry.
Yeah, from that lecture. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the idea. Yeah, you can add the extra meaning into it. It depends whether people actually get it or not. But it goes in one way or the other, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, like most things around here, though, it might take a year before somebody catches on.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't think your work's got as much notoriety as it has because I've done stuff. They're associating it with me, maybe holding you back a bit.
Nah, I'm good with it.
Yeah.
I like where
That's the idea of this stuff, though, right? I know we're going to be a small group. If there's anybody out there, literally, come on in to the Discord. This is just normal sort of stuff we do. But, I mean, it's not like the live show in the Discord. We do all sorts of... Like, today I've been making that video. But I can now make the videos live in Discord, so you can be there and listen to the making of the video in Discord. I don't know whether to put it out live as I'm doing that sort of stuff. Maybe worthwhile doing certain things, putting stuff together, realizing Euclid's going to be a learning process of learning the video maker as well. And I do have some videos to go over. Got some weird Mr. Slave stuff. Hello, I don't know who'd want to listen to that, but there's, for debate and learning how people can manipulate conversations in their favor, learning how people can manipulate reality to their mind. Or people have allowed them to think that they can. Maybe some mad guy.
At the very least, you can discuss what it is to debate, because that's a guy that comes in and says, would anybody like to debate? And there's no debating. He doesn't know what a debate is, doesn't know how to have a debate, doesn't know what an argument is. It's good. It's pretty quick on the trigger to Google, though, it seems.
Yeah, that's weird, isn't it? Oh, got bad guts. What are we gonna... has anybody got anything else, or can we sort of close this down and go into a Discord? I think. Yeah. Okie dokie.
All good.
I've lost days. It's Friday tomorrow, right? Free for all Friday. So, again, I don't know what we've got to go over or whatever, but come on in. Free for all Friday.
Again, I'll just put this out there again. These lectures that I've been watching are really informative and really cool. So I don't know if we want to maybe go over one of those in the Discord day when we're not live.
Well, the weekend's coming up, isn't it?
Yeah, maybe I'll pop in on Saturday while I'm at work. Because I do work every day, so
Yeah.
it is what it is.
I think we do have a philosophy channel where I think people have already posted a few of those videos. Socrates and I can't remember, but yeah, they're in the philosophy discussion channel. If you're not in on it, I'll get you in on it.
Yeah, I'd be interested in that.
Okay, free for all Friday tomorrow. I'm gonna do the Buster Advanced Simplicity. This is the new one from Buster. You might have heard it, may not. You'll be hearing it a lot. This is the new theme of where we're going. Thanks a lot for watching, and join us tomorrow, Free for All Friday. See you then.
Let me give you an analogy. And I already have the idea in my mind. Existence must be necessary to the idea.
Advanced simplicity takes hold. You'll find the truth from things of old.
I have an idea in my mind. I have an idea in my mind that a triangle exists. The idea in my mind. But the angles of a triangle do not add up to 180 degrees. Think about it. I have an idea in my mind that a triangle exists. But the angles of a triangle do not add up to 180 degrees. What's the conclusion?
We are on the road, suspending judgment until the truth is known.
Think about it.
You will find peace within, in the midst of all these troubled souls.
I have an idea in my mind. What's the conclusion? You don't know what a triangle is. Or you're flat out contradicting yourself.
Advanced simplicity takes hold.
You're flat out contradicting yourself.
You'll find the truth from things of old.
You don't know what a triangle is. Or you're flat out contradicting yourself. Just as it is necessary for a triangle to have 180 degrees. What's the conclusion? You don't know what a triangle is. Or you're flat out contradicting yourself. Think about it. It is necessary for a triangle to have 180 degrees. That is a necessary property of triangularity, triangleness.
We are on the road, suspending judgment until the truth is known.
Think about it.
You will find peace within, in the midst of all these troubled souls.
Therefore, the fool is in a self-contradiction. He violates the principle of non-contradiction.
There's no end game in mind.
Therefore, the fool
is only the truth that we seek to find.
Violates the principle of non-contradiction.
There's no end game in mind.
The fool
is only the truth that we seek to find.
Therefore, the fool is in a self-contradiction. He violates the principle of non-contradiction. He simultaneously says, I have an idea of God, and then I don't have an idea of God.
Everyone must see it for themselves. The truth
think about